All right, you guys, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and start doing the buffing on this. So I went ahead and off camera sanded some of this stuff with the DA. I'm using 1000. I just go really fast, just enough to just barely open it up. And then I'll go right over that with 1500, and then the 2000. I spend more of my time with 2000. I'll give it one pass with 1500 to knock down the scratches from the 1000, and then go right to 2000, and then I'm going to do a final, this time with these foam-backed Abralon style, I don't know if they're real Abralon, but that Mirka makes Abralon. So these will be fine. I'm just going to hit this with 3000 and just go over everything one time with that, just to knock the 2000 scratches out to make it a lot easier to polish. And we'll see how this thing turns out. We'll see how it looks like. Alright, so I was doing a little bit of polishing here using the DeWalt. Really like that polisher, but man, they've gotten super expensive. And you know, I just was on a job site. I didn't want to bring I paid like $160, I think 140, 160 for that thing. It wasn't bad at that point, you know, it really wasn't. So then now I looked them up. They're like $200 more. So I've got over here, right there, the Harbor Freight polisher, and they have a new one. Now, this is the Warrior one. They also have the Bauer one, which I don't have here, but they didn't have one of those in stock when I went to buy them. Otherwise, I would probably bought it. But the reason I bought a new polisher is I didn't want to take the DeWalt out to sand concrete with. I was just like, you know, I don't want to ruin my good polisher for that. So I bought the Warrior one over there, and let's give it a try on some of this polishing, and maybe we'll see how it works. All right, guys, for the task, we are using Manzurna 1000. Yeah, this is the thing I want to tell you guys. I want to put this thing on number 1, and it's really almost too fast for me. I mean, it's not for me. So what do I like about it? Okay, the old ones used to just have a slow speed, and this one kind of graduates up slowly. If you notice that, I pulled the trigger, and that's not me doing that. It just, the sander kind of comes up really slowly. So you put it on, watch, I hit the button fully, because it doesn't have a rheostatic switch like the Bauer does. I went down and I looked at one. I was just down there, and I was kind of like, man, I almost wanted to buy it. But I have the DeWalt. I really don't need it. See how it goes up slowly? So that's a huge improvement over the old one, which just had one speed and it just went up to that. So I don't know. I used one of these also on that sanding. We blew one completely up. We were sanding concrete with a diamond wheel with it, and it only lasted maybe an hour, and that was it. So, you know, there's that. I would recommend, if you're going to do your own polishing, I would go to the Bauer. And people are going to be like, what? You know, this one works fine. It does work fine. It's too fast. It's fine for this area. But when I get up into working on a line or something, I'll be doing like, you know, and you can't. For me, that's okay. I could do it. But for a guy who's brand new polishing, I would not buy one of these. I'd spend more money and get the Bauer, and it's comparative to the DeWalt. So I'm going to switch right now. I'm going to do a little bit on this. All right, let's switch over to the DeWalt, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'll take this pad off. We'll get the DeWalt out. All right, the DeWalt is all loaded up, ready to go. Now listen to how much slower this one is. I got it on 600. I can control that on my edges and all that really good. The other one, I am worried about burning through because it is way too fast. Now I run mine about right here, about 1,000. Right now, this is even slower than the slowest speed that bucket has. So that one's running up about right here. Okay, so listen, if you're really good at polishing, got a lot of years experience, you'd be okay with the Harbor Freight $40 buffer, right? But if you're new and you're worried about burning through and you're going, man, maybe I should just buy one of those orbital things, just buy the Bauer one because it's literally the same as this. It's got the same settings on it. Everything's the same. And it's around $100. These suckers now, I was just looking up online because I put up another video on polishing. Maybe you guys saw that one. These things are $270. I mean, I paid $140 or $160 for this. And that wasn't bad back then. $270, and you can get a Bauer one for $100 that's got the same settings. It has the rheostat. You know, I don't know, I haven't used it yet, but I would consider that. You know, when you're talking about that much difference in price, I'd go for it on that. This one here, when it was $140, it was a no-brainer. 160 bucks. It was a no-brainer to buy this. It was no-brainer. It was like, okay, worth it. I'll buy it. But 270 or 260 or 280, I can't remember what it was. It was up so high that it was like, shock alert. You know, no way I'm buying that. So anyway, get on with the polishing. I'll give you guys some fast speed stuff here, but I just wanted to throw this in here because some of you guys, maybe you're not going to watch the polishing video, or maybe you've got a polisher already, and maybe your polisher blows up in the middle of your job, and you're like, man, maybe I should just go buy a new one. Check out that Bauer one, just so you know. I think it's a better deal. All right, so this is just with the lamb's wool, and this is what we had before that. So you can see it's pretty darn shiny. All we got to do is just do a final polish on all this, and it'll look stunning. Let's take a look here where we're at. I just was doing a little bit of with the 3800, and then I found a couple chasers here and there. I'm trying to see, I got to get my glasses on to be able to see. A little tiny one right there, but I don't even think you guys can see it. I'm not going to worry about all that stuff. I'm just trying to get every little tiny chaser out of this thing and get it like perfect. But man, I'll tell you what. Things I'm learning again, you know, I forget some stuff, and then I got this product out here right now, and I wasn't using this anymore, but I was like, I haven't used this in a long time, and God, I think I'm going to start using it again. This stuff, man, I mean, so I'm using the 3800, and then if I see like a little place where I missed sanded, I didn't quite buff it all the way off with the 400 that I was using, or the 1000. I was using 1000 because I want to get rid of it. I'm not going to use 1000 anymore. It's too fine. It just takes too long to buff, but I want to get rid of it, use it up. But I think once I use up the 400, I'm going to go back to just using this. And this stuff is just better. It just, man, it's so, you just go one with the lamb's wool, and then you use, or I think you can even use it just with foam, and that's it. And it just takes the scratches out even faster, and it's even faster than the 400. I think that's what I've been looking at. So I've been just using it for touch up. So if I see a little spot, I just kind of stop. Like I had one right here. I had a good sized scratchy area. There's a little bit right there. Maybe you guys can see it. Let me just do a real quick polish on that. I'll spend about 30 seconds on it. We'll see if it takes it out. Even spent a whole 30 seconds on that, and it's 99% gone. There's a little tiny scratch there, but you can't. Like I said, we're not going for that. We weren't going for that high-end show finish or anything, but it's pretty cool. It's coming out pretty amazing. So yeah, 3 coats of clear, and now I'm gonna take it out and wash it tomorrow. I think it's supposed to, I don't know if it's gonna stop raining, but if it just slows down enough, then you can take it out, kind of wash all the junk out of the jams, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the inside. It's gonna be all full of water, huh? Oh well, just have to deal with it. Let it dry out. Yeah, she's coming out good. So we're gonna do some more buffing here in a minute. I'm just an angry, bitter man with glasses. Right, yeah, so it took me quite a while to do this buffing job. I think it probably took about 3 days. I mean, we've had rainy days. I've got stuff in the way in there. I've got stuff tucked away in the garage there that I couldn't get into the places where it goes. So like I had the spray booth in there and all this extra stuff because of the weather. So yeah, it was a bit of a pain to film inside here. And then again, that hood I had to do a long time. Then I kept finding little flaws in it, and then I would get the CSI Creamex out and just kind of fix those, and it really worked well. I was really surprised. I forgot how good that stuff really works. And I guess maybe the paint that I was using on, I used to use a different clear a long time ago, and it didn't work quite as well on that clear, but on this one it works really good. So I think I'm going to continue using that more often, and maybe there might be some other things I might try because I've seen some other ones that look pretty cool. I'm going to give them a shot and just see what they are like. That way, you know, when I try it, I know the CSI, if you guys try that, you'll be really happy with it. It really works good, but I'm going to try some others just to see if there's anything else out there, because there's always other options, and maybe they're not available where you live. So that's why I like to have more than one. Soon I'll talk to you guys a little bit later in the video. Hope you enjoy this part. Wow, that was a lot of work. Still got some scratches, sanding scratches I could knock out of here. I don't think I will. So they found a new home for them. You live there, and you live there, and you live there. So we'll just keep it like that, and then like everything, make all those scratches nice and happy, because that's where they live now. So anyway, tomorrow we will get this outside, hopefully, if the rain isn't too bad, and give it a little kind of a wash and see what other things I'm going to fix. I'm sure there's some. I probably cut through a couple places. I know I did. I cut through a tiny little spot like around the windshield that gets completely covered up. The rubber goes out to about right here. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably fix it though. And then I did get one right there. I mean, this door is all screwed up, so I had it sticking out too far, and I didn't get the thing turned down. But that is so easy to fix. You guys, people get freaked out about stuff like that. I mean, it's like nothing. So it's way easier to fix that than it is to use a orbital polisher. Believe me. Just I got guys commenting on the last video I just made. Like, oh my God, I can't believe people use those things. And they do. They use them to polish the whole car. I've talked to people, and they've bragged about it. And I was like, wow, oh, okay. We got to make a video on that. So anyway, I see a cloudy spot right here. Just kind of looked right there. Maybe I'll have to polish that. Looks like right in there. So what I do is I use for that, I get man, you know what works so good is that CSX, man. I mean, CSI, it polishes really fast. I just put a little dot on there, and you see me doing that. Putting little dots of that on there, and then I just polish the one little area, and everything's gone. It just takes everything away. So that stuff's great. I mean, I don't know why I didn't just use that alone. Maybe I will in the near future, but I have a lot of Manzurna, so, and you know, I haven't painted that many cars, so just a few recently. So anyway, let's get on with it. A little bit of a break in the weather, so took it outside and washed it off. We'll dry this off in a minute, but you can see while this is wet that the color looks all the same. I mean, you don't even notice really. So I think it's basically that color, if it had clear on it, it would look different because it's old paint. So yeah, we're looking really good as far as all that goes. I mean, it just looks amazing. So anyway, we'll start drying this off here shortly. I'm gonna let it drip dry for a minute because it's so cold out right now. I want to go through a bunch of microfibers on that. But yeah, it should look amazing. Take a look here. We can take out some of the bodywork stuff. I mean, this quarter, it's got a couple of little flat spots in it, probably. I mean, stuff that's not perfect looking. I mean, like I said, this is not a complete custom restoration where everything's going to look super perfect. And we got most of the little dings and stuff don't show up now. After polishing it, you hardly even see them. I mean, they're still there, but they don't really stand out. Once this is all assembled, of course, it's going to look even better. So remember, there was dents in the hood. Kind of got rid of those pretty well. A little bit of a sign of them being there if you really look closely. There was like a little ding in here, and it kind of feathered that out pretty well. Hardly can see it now. It's still there, but you know, there was a million paint chips in this thing, and some of them I missed. I tried to get them all, but man, I mean, there was thousands and thousands and thousands of them. It was just, they were everywhere. Remember the roof? That turned out really good. You can barely maybe find that little wave right there, but if you got to be really looking, I mean, it's really unnoticeable for the most part. The quarters, of course. This was this the worst one? I think this side was the worst, was it? Or was it the other one? I don't know. Can't remember. I think it was this one. And this one turned out even better than the other side. Because again, I didn't strip off all the old bodywork. Again, we weren't trying to do that. And this back, it looks pretty good. Other than the lines are off here, but once you put the bumper on, it totally distracts that. You can't even really see it. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time on something like that. And this turned out pretty good. It doesn't really, there's a wave in there, but you really can't see it at all. Nothing. And of course, we got rid of all the fat Bondo that was along the edge. Definitely a huge improvement over the last paint job. This thing, of course, the shine is much, I'm sure, certainly that is much better than it was before. So, yep. It looks pretty good. Once it's got all the trim on it, the bumpers, door handles, all the little pieces and everything on it, it distracts a lot of things and it makes the paint even look better. So a lot of guys you'll get your car back from paint and you'll be like, oh wow, there's a few things I don't like. Assemble it and then look at it and then go, oh, those things hardly noticeable. Okay, don't bitch about it. Just put it together and it'll look great. So we'll start doing that. I don't know if we'll do that in this video. I don't think so. We just don't have all the parts yet. We're waiting for a lot of stuff's a little harder to get because it's Karmann Ghia. But it's going to be really cool because it has the original headlight buckets are in perfect shape. Well, this one's a little bit bent, believe it or not. It's just tiny a little bit, but I could knock it into place. So we should get all the original stuff back on here, no aftermarket. Then, all the new rubber. I'm not sure what we're doing here yet with the emblem. Gonna black out behind it or paint it. I don't know, or just leave it aluminum. I don't know what they really, I think they were blacked out behind. But yeah, the body looks pretty straight. I mean, it looks really nice. Like I said, it's not perfect. There's a little bit of wave to it, but not much. So anyway, and then there's probably some places I need to repolish. I see little, one of those chips there. Tried to sand them out. I should have just put putty on them, but I don't like to do that. So anyway, and I didn't like the primer that they had underneath. It was the old lacquer primer. It's like I said, we could have probably stripped this whole thing and then did a full-blown restoration. And it's going to look like a full-blown restoration, but I like the fact that we kept the jambs original, you know, because they're all in really good shape. So we had to do that, really. And in order to do that, then you just don't prime the whole thing, because then you got primer in the jambs. It's really hard to fix. It just takes way too long. We weren't going to go there, and the budget would have been way too high. So anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I'll talk to you in the next one. Make sure you click on the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. It doesn't cost anything. Just subscribe, and then you'll get notifications if you leave the bell on of what new videos are coming up. And you can choose to watch them or not. It's up to you.